In an ever-evolving digital landscape, for your business to thrive, you must adapt or die. Welcome to Marketing in the Age of AI, the podcast helping you harness the power of AI and marketing tools to revitalize and grow your business. And now here's your host, marketing expert and author of Authentic Marketing in the Age of AI, Emmanuel Rose.
Welcome to this episode of Marketing in the Age of AI. I'm Emmanuel Rose, and today we're joined by Dr. Z, a physician who transformed his career from the demanding environment of the hospital to the vibrant world of online media. Battling the challenges of burnout, Dr. Z discovered the immense potential of YouTube, not just as a platform for creation, but as a powerful tool for visibility and connection. His mission centers on helping experienced coaches, authors, and personal development experts, particularly those over 50, leverage their invaluable wisdom and reclaim their online presence. Today, we'll explore Dr. Z's vision for video and his strategies for impactful content creation and see if he can help you find your voice in the world of YouTube. Dr. Z, thank you so much for spending some time having a conversation.
And thank you so much for having me, Emmanuel.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. We met at a conference last week, and I'm like, this guy knows a thing or two, and I think everybody will like to hear about it. So it's just cool how those online events can generate additional conversations.
Yes, I always say so. Yes, networking is always good.
Indeed. Well, how long have you been building content on YouTube, Dr. Z?
Well, I transferred into the entrepreneurial space only about 5 years ago. And while transferring, I was trying to find my niche, find what do I really want to do, what really excites me. And that's where I started dabbling in social media. So at first, I went through all the fears. If I post something, what will people think? Oh my goodness, am I going to get trolled? And
Yeah.
what comments will come out of it? And I finally, after 2 years, decided to post my first piece of content on Facebook, interestingly. And I cold sweated all night, barely got any sleep, woke up next morning, and not a single comment. And I was like,
Oh.
oh, no, but it was good because here I'm thinking I'm going to get some kind of weird backlash, and I got nothing. And I was like, well, that sounds really good. And I was like, well, at least I didn't get penalized for doing it. So I dived deeper, um, and then I started a community with one of my nurses in the hospital to help women navigate menopause. And we started a YouTube channel. This was about 2 years ago. And I started really diving deep into YouTube. I'd already been playing around with AI and developing prompts and learning how to leverage the AIs to do what I wanted, which is create scripts and images and all those things. I was like, well, we want to educate women, so let's use YouTube as our space. And I started really diving deep into YouTube and saw the potential for growth using YouTube, excuse me, not for entertainment, but for education and empowerment, and really comes in a place where, excuse me, 1 second.
Oh yeah, take your time.
What can I say? Went down the wrong tube. so, so I saw a potential not just to get on YouTube and have dance videos, and those are great. Or do singing or anything like that, but really for education. And I started learning more about it and discovered it's the second largest search platform in the world. Another
Right.
benefit of YouTube is your content is always on YouTube. Unlike other social media spaces where it disappears after a few days, YouTube, they can always find you. So your content can be on there for 5 years and still generating views. And I thought that was super valuable for coaches. So that
Oh yeah.
took my journey down the YouTube rabbit hole.
Okay, and that's who you like to work with is coaches.
Yeah. So I started because I'm a coach myself, and I started saying, well, how do I get, um, how do I build authority and to show people that I know what I'm talking about in my coaching space. So I was like, well, this space has a great spot to people that not just get to know you because you're on video, right? But really get to connect with you in a way that most other platforms don't give you the opportunity to. So they spend 15, 20 minutes listening to you. That has to have some value. And I was like,
Sure.
well, you're providing value in such a wonderful way. Then why? That's why I thought it was for most coaches. I think, especially those over 50 who have all these years of experience and information, this is the space for you to get and share that information that people can come to you and get information and get value from you.
So if let's say I'm a coach, I haven't done ever done video. I don't even like the way I look on video. What's the first thing or first couple things that you would encourage me to do?
Well, first is get on video. I mean, I know you're kind of skeptical about how you look and what you're doing, but this is a space that unless you're not getting on it and doing it regularly, you're never going to learn. You have to go, you have to have the mess ups, you have to see what you look like, you got to listen to what you sound like, and you got to know what your content is. It takes time to find your voice, right?
Hmm.
To really tweak what information is there. There isn't a single YouTuber who has Mr. Beast. Um, uh, Pick anyone, all of them who are there. They have been doing that for a long time. And you look at their first videos, they tell you, I was horrible. But I learned and I kept going and I kept doing a little bit better every time. And Mr. Beast built a $1 billion empire on using YouTube. So if you want to do this, the first thing is get in front of the camera, take your first video and post it. From there, then you can start tweaking and changing things to make it really match. And that's how I started. I mean, I remember my first video. The background fell down. I put up a big screen and it fell over. So I'm trying to hold the screen up. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, this can't be going that well. And then from there, that was 5 years ago. And now here I am.
Right. There you go. Well, so then the first thing is to get started. We like that. We need to build a message. So how do we start to craft a message and what kind of length and frequency and what do we do around that?
So first thing is, when you're in the YouTube space, you got to remember it's not like a podcast space. So I want people to understand that YouTube pushes your content into unknown feeds, whereas in a podcast, somebody's searching for you, so they will come and find your content. That's a huge difference. So when on YouTube, you want to start off with a good hook. The first thing you start every video with, start with a hook. Give the person who's listening an idea of what they will get from that video from the very beginning. I always tell people, don't start off by saying, my name is Dr. Z and I help with YouTube. That you've lost the person, right?
Right.
You don't understand, the social media space is a rapid fire space. People's attention spans aren't that big. In fact, somebody wrote it down once, there's 2.6 seconds. So you have 2.6 seconds to capture attention. So you want a good thumbnail, you want a good title, and you want a good opening statement. I always start with a calibrated question. What will they learn? What pain point can you address in that opening statement that gets you going? And once you get an opening statement going, then the next 30 seconds, the next 1 minute of your video is valuable real estate. Don't waste it on talking about some random thing or mentioning, my name is so and so, and you give a big bio of yourself. No, leave that for somewhere else. In that first minute, give a person three valuable things they will gain from watching that whole video. That first minute, that first 3 seconds, 30 seconds, 1 minute is such valuable real estate. I always tell people, don't waste it with just random thoughts. really strategically script out your videos to be prepared for it.
I like that. Yeah. And then about what kind of length are you looking to produce?
So there's two sets of, any length. You can create a 5 minute video or you could create an hour and a half, 3 hour video. It really is how do you get your audience engaged? Like I know one channel who produces a video once a month and they get over 50,000 views on that one video, right? And they just do an hour and a half video, but their content is so valuable that people are willing to sit and listen to it and listen to what they're saying. If you get to know your audience, then you can know what they want to hear. You can use YouTube to this. And your audience is listening for.
Yeah, no, we're back. We're good. Yeah.
So, what is your audience really listening for? Let me just switch quick. So, are they listening to find out? Are you hearing me?
I can hear you. Yes.
Okay. So you could use YouTube to develop that. So your video lengths can, and this is one of the things I say when people always start posting. It'll take time to train the algorithm. It'll take time to get YouTube to recognize who your niche is, who your target market, and what is your topic and what is your primary purpose there. And that's another thing that people make mistakes with. Don't do two different things on one channel. That confuses YouTube, right? So stick to one topic and get religious about that topic. You know, Mr. B stuck with one topic and built his entire channel on that. If you want to do another topic, start another channel, but stick on your space. So the goal is first you got to train the algorithms to recognize who you are. And that's what your first few months of development should be. And that's why you're creating videos consistently. It might be once a month, it might be once a week, but stay on schedule. And then once the algorithm starts to recognize it, you can use YouTube Shorts to figure out what people want to hear about in that content. So you're now doing two strategies, right? And that gives you enough feedback for you to now hone in on what you want to do and what you want to talk about and really get to know your audience.
Yeah, and when you're creating content, how important is that video description, the written narrative about the video?
So I mentioned earlier, there's some big things on YouTube that are quite easy to leverage. One is your thumbnail and title. Having a great thumbnail that you can use apps like Canva or something to creates that visual pull, right? You got a catchy title, put the 3 to 5 words that really talks about what's in your video. And then you get to your description. And in your description, you want to give just enough information in the first 5 or 6 lines that person automatically knows what this video is about so they can quickly get involved. Remember, people are on YouTube to watch videos, not to read. And that's what people make a lot of mistakes with. They don't have to read anything. They want to hear what you have to say. So they're on to YouTube to watch a video. Stick to the video. Let your title can be just a few lines. Your description could be a few lines long, or it can be 2,000 characters. The point is, make the first 5 or 6 lines quick and easy for the person to understand what you're doing. And you can use AIs like ChatGPT or Bing AI or any of those to ask it to write you a catchy YouTube title that really explains that video in a few words, right? Remember, attention spans are low, so you want to capture as much as possible at the very beginning.
Yeah, that makes sense. We gotta grab it and bring them in. Watch the video. Talk to me a little bit about some of the tools that you're using to edit your videos, AI or not AI. What are you using?
So I use Opus Clip. I find Opus Clip is an excellent tool. It breaks up into shorts, but it now has an editing part of it where you can add your B-rolls. You can use their generated B-rolls, or they can generate AI B-rolls for you. Right? You can also do editing of the script in Opus Clip so that the video is okay. I know editing is important to a lot of people, but I find editing takes so much of your time, right? And what's the one thing we all don't have a lot of time? So
Right.
my technique is to film in one go, right? I want to start to finish, one go, no edits, just get it done and add
Yep.
B-rolls later. So I edit my scripts. So I spend a lot of time on my scripts, making sure they're good, practicing them, getting a few goes going, and then when I hit the video and I hit record, it's start to end, and I'm ready to go. So with editing tools, Opus Clip, Canva, also an excellent editing tool when you want to use it for making your thumbnails and titles. And ChatGPT, you can get it to write just about anything you want.
Yeah, for the scripting, that's true, isn't it? And even if you're not sure about what kind of topics you want to talk about, right? You can do some research that way.
And all of these platforms now all have AI generative capabilities. So YouTube has an AI that's actually looking at your stuff and suggesting things for you. So you can go into the YouTube algorithm and look at the analytics and get feedback on what videos people look for. It actually compares your videos to others and shows you which part of this market has good leverage, and you can start making
Nice.
videos in there. In this time, I tell people it's not hard finding ideas. With all the AI, the generative AIs out there, you can generate 1,000 ideas. It's just for you to sit down and say, how can I bridge this to what I do?
Yeah, yeah. Well, so for somebody who would just start thinking about doing video on YouTube, what do you think is a frequency that makes sense in order to train the algorithm and get into the rhythm of content creation?
I always recommend once a week, especially when you're now starting out, right? Because you really got to get your voice in place. You got to listen to your sound. You got to look at your lighting. You got to look at how you appear on camera. What's your energy like? And to get that information, if you're doing a video once a week and you're uploading it, then you're getting real-time feedback. So the next time you do a video, you watch your video first, you say, okay, I'm going to fix this part. Like, for instance, I give you an example of me. I realized I like to touch my nose when I was doing videos.
Right.
And one of my friends from high school sends me a message. He's like, hey, I love the nose touch. And I was like, oh, I need to stop doing that. So now
Yeah.
I literally hold my hands down during videos or move
Yes.
them around to prevent myself from touching my face. I would have never known that if I wasn't getting and doing the videos myself. And I started looking at it. I didn't like how my sound was. I had too much of an echo. So I figured out ways of how to decrease the echo by just using blackout curtains,
Oh,
right?
nice.
And so you don't learn these techniques unless you're there and you're listening to yourself. If you're using Zoom or you're using something like Restream, you gotta adjust the settings on it so it always gives you the same sound and the same lighting.
Right. All right. Well, I love it. Let's see. So, what do you see is happening over the next few months with video and its importance in the marketing stack?
AI generation. Oh my goodness, what is happening? There are influencers out there who are AI generated that you cannot tell the difference between them and human beings.
Right.
This is crazy how this is coming out. And this is why I like to say YouTube is rewarding original content. They don't want so much AI content. So you get less views if it's AI generated content. That's what YouTube is currently doing, and they have the algorithm to figure out whether it's AI or not. The
Yep.
second thing is, if you're a coach, a course creator, right, and you're trying to help people, and somebody decides to clone you, how do they tell the difference between the real you and the AI clone, right? So you got to generate enough content, enough real content, so you can defend yourself and say, hey, that does not even sound like me because I never talk about that, right?
Right.
Check out my videos. If you have 50, 60, 100 videos up, that so defines you that people can identify you on an instant, then nobody can clone you, right? It was interesting on the same event we were on. One lady came on and she spoke about how she know an influencer who cloned herself, and while the influencer was in hospital, her clone was still running, right? And the clone was doing better than her actual channel, right? So AI influencers are becoming a real thing. AI generated videos are becoming a real thing. This whole space, we won't be able to tell the difference. Me and you, Emmanuel, will be on an interview and nobody will be able to tell it's not the real two of us being interviewed because the entire thing is AI generated. And guess what? You can automate it. So you can have 100 videos going in and out, right? And you're sleeping and it's all AI generated. This space is getting wild and it's getting really good.
Well, I guess at some point it will kind of take away the incentive to actually do the live interviews like this, right? We'll just create a script and then feed it to our avatar.
I don't think this will ever go away. I think the live human interaction is important. I think the shift of like you're listening to what I'm saying, you're saying, oh, there's something interesting. Let's talk about that. With the scripted AI videos and with those scripted questions, the AI will always stay on point. It will never go off script. And that human interaction, that the ability to shift gears and say, oh, let's talk about this instead, that is super important. That's why I don't think this space will ever disappear. What I think is the way that people use the AIs will be something that's not being leveraged. But I think the whole interview space, the whole need for connection and that real interaction, that is forever a human thing. And I think people like that as much as they would love watching an AI video.
All right. Well, I hope that's true because I do appreciate the human-to-human interaction. I'm really thankful for your time talking about video and about YouTube video. If people want to track down your YouTube channel or any of your other assets, how do they do that, Dr. Z?
So I have 3 channels. I'll mention the first one it's called A Healthy Reset. That's for my health channel, right? Then my second channel is called Caribbean Sports Gallery, where we talk about cricket in the Caribbean, right? Nice. And cricket worldwide. And my third channel is one I'm now in the process of developing, still trying to find my voice. It's called Talkfluence. And on that channel, I'll invite you, Emmanuel, to come and do an interview with me there where we talk about the social media space and how you use social media yourself. And and that's my new developing channel. So there's a few videos up, a few educational videos, slowly getting my voice on that one. And those are my 3 channels. And hopefully in the next few weeks, I'm working with a little kid to develop his own YouTube channel. So that's an exciting development. But you can find me on LinkedIn. It's Zynul Decan everywhere. So I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Facebook, I'm everywhere. So check me out on YouTube. It's always, you'll see either Dr. Z or Zynul Decan there. But
okay, great. There'll be links in the show notes, and I'm excited to see what you put together with your son. And I'd love to be on your show, of course. Thank you so much for taking time today, and look forward to our next conversation.
And thank you so much for having me, Emmanuel. This has been an absolute pleasure.
All right, you bet. Well, hang on while I close the show. I'll be right with you. Okay, thanks, Dr. Z. Well, I love the encouragement that if you're not doing video, you're not doing YouTube, get started and set a time for once a week on a topic that you love or on a topic that you're just doing in business. And generate some content about your experience in the world. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be super long. You just got to get started and do it on a consistent schedule. Hope you found some value from our show today. I also hope that you take some time to check out Opus Clips or Fluent Frame or something like that can help you with your video editing or other AI tools that can help you get some of the time back from your work week. And with that time, you spend it continuing to upskill. You spend some more time with your friends and family, and that you get outside in nature and get away from the screens. It's Emmanuel Rose, Marketing in the Age of AI.
Thanks for listening to Marketing in the Age of AI. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast so you never miss a future episode. Your copy of Authentic Marketing in the Age of AI is available at Amazon.com or EmmanuelRose.com. You can also connect with Emmanuel on LinkedIn. Thanks again for listening.